You know that person who somehow makes every conversation feel like a performance review you're failing. You share good news and they immediately find the flaw. Congrats on the promotion, but isn't that company struggling financially? You try something new and they can't just let you enjoy it. You're taking up running, at your age, hope your knees survive. You exist in their presence and somehow leave feeling smaller, worse about yourself. Like you've been subtly picked apart by someone conducting an evaluation you didn't sign up for. And here's the most confusing part. They do it with a smile. Sometimes even frame it as concern. I'm just being honest. I'm just trying to help. Someone has to tell you the truth. But it doesn't feel helpful. It feels like death by 1,000 cuts. Because that's exactly what it is. These people aren't truth tellers. They're not brutally honest. They're not doing you a favor. They're managing their own pain by creating it in you. And once you understand why, you'll never take it personally again. Let's be clear about what we're talking about. This isn't about constructive criticism. It's not about someone giving you genuine feedback because they want you to succeed. This is about people who habitually diminish others, who find the weak spot in every situation and press on it, who can't seem to let anyone feel good about themselves without adding a but. The friend who responds to your achievements by immediately one-upping you or finding a reason why it's not that impressive. The family member who disguises insults as jokes. I'm just kidding. Can't you take a joke? The coworker who makes subtle digs in meetings. Nothing you can report to HR. Just small enough to be plausibly deniable, big enough to land. The partner who criticizes your appearance, your choices, your thoughts, but always frames it as helping you improve. These people aren't randomly cruel, they're strategically so. And the strategy is always the same: make you feel small so they can feel big. Here's the foundational psychology. People who put others down are trying to solve an internal equation. They feel inadequate, inferior, not enough. But instead of addressing that feeling directly, instead of working on their own self-worth, they've discovered a shortcut. If I can make you feel worse, I feel better. If I can find your flaw, I don't have to look at mine. If I can position myself as superior to you, I don't have to face my own inferiority. It's called downward social comparison. And it's one of the most common defense mechanisms humans have. When you feel bad about yourself, you can either work on yourself or find someone who's worse and compare yourself to them. People who habitually put others down have become addicted to the second option. Every insult is a hit of temporary superiority. Every time they make you feel small, they feel momentarily larger. It doesn't last. It never does. The relief is temporary, so they have to keep doing it, again and again. To everyone. Constantly. Because the hole they're trying to fill is bottomless. There's also the control element. People who put others down are often people who feel powerless in their own lives. Maybe they had critical parents. Maybe they were bullied. Maybe they're in a situation where they have no control and it's eating them alive. So they exert control the only way they can, by making you feel worse. It's not about you. It's about them desperately grasping for any sense of power, and your emotions are the easiest thing to manipulate. When you deflate at their comment, when your face falls, when you get defensive or try to explain yourself, they feel powerful. Finally, something they can control, someone who responds to their input, and they're addicted to that feeling too. Then there's projection. Often, the specific things people criticize in you are the things they hate most about themselves. The person who constantly comments on your weight, probably deeply insecure about their own body. The one who criticizes your career choices, probably unhappy with their own. The one who mocks your relationship, probably miserable in theirs. They're not seeing you clearly. They're seeing their own shame and putting it on you because it's too painful to own. Meet Susan, 52. Cannot let anyone have a win without diminishing it. Her daughter got into a good college. Susan's response, well, it's not Harvard. Her coworker got engaged. Susan, hope you're getting a prenup. 50% of marriages end in divorce. Her friend lost weight. Susan, you look great, but be careful. Most people gain it all back plus more. Susan thinks she's being realistic, protective even, keeping people humble. But what she's actually doing is spreading her own misery, her own disappointment with how her life turned out. She had big dreams that didn't materialize, and watching other people succeed feels like a personal attack. So she attacks back, subtly, constantly, and wonders why people have stopped sharing good news with her. Meet Tom, 37, king of the backhanded compliment. You're so brave for wearing that. I wish I could be as carefree about my appearance as you. That's actually pretty good for someone without formal training. He thinks he's being clever, funny even. But what he's doing is ensuring no one ever feels fully good around him. Everyone's always slightly off balance, slightly insecure, because Tom grew up with a father who criticized everything. Nothing was ever good enough. And Tom learned, if I criticize first, if I'm the one finding the flaws, I'm in the power position. He's not a victim, he's the evaluator, except he's evaluating everyone constantly, and it's exhausting for everyone around him. Meet Jennifer, 29, uses brutal honesty as a weapon. I'm just telling you what everyone else is thinking. I'm the only one who cares enough to be honest with you, but her honesty is never kind, never constructive, always designed to hurt. Because Jennifer is deeply, profoundly insecure, and the only way she knows how to connect with people is through criticism. If she's helping you fix your flaws, she has a role, she has value. If she just accepted you as you are, what would she offer? So she manufactures problems, finds flaws, creates insecurity where there wasn't any, and calls it friendship. Here's what it feels like to be around someone who constantly puts others down. It's exhausting, like walking through a minefield, never knowing when the next criticism will land. You start editing yourself, sharing less, making yourself smaller to avoid giving them ammunition. You stop celebrating wins, because you know they'll find a way to diminish them. You start believing their assessment of you, because it's constant, and repetition creates belief. And slowly, you start to feel like maybe they're right. Maybe you're not that smart, not that attractive, not that successful. Maybe you're exactly as flawed as they keep suggesting. But here's what you need to understand. Their criticism is not data. It's not truth. It's not insight. It's their pain, externalized, and you don't have to carry it. So what do you do with people who put others down? First, understand, you cannot fix them. You cannot love them into wholeness. Cannot prove yourself enough that they stop criticizing. Cannot defend yourself effectively enough that they'll acknowledge they were wrong. Because they're not actually talking about you, they're talking about themselves. Second, stop engaging. When they criticize, don't defend. Don't explain. Don't try to prove them wrong. Just observe. That's an interesting perspective. I'll think about that. Noted. And move on. You're not giving them the emotional reaction they're fishing for. Third, limit exposure. If they're family or coworkers you can't avoid, minimize contact. Keep conversations surface level. Don't share anything real. If they're friends or partners, consider whether this relationship is worth what it costs you. Because relationships should add to your life, not drain it. And finally, remember this: happy people don't put others down. Secure people don't need to diminish others to feel good about themselves. The criticism isn't about you being flawed. It's about them being in pain. And while that's sad, while you can have compassion for their struggle, you don't have to absorb their poison. You can observe it, understand it, and let it say everything about them and nothing about you. Because you're not what they say you are. You're just the screen they're projecting onto, and their movie has nothing to do with your truth.